Okay, let's talk about a real head-scratcher in the solar industry. When you think of the biggest solar companies in the world, JinkoSolar is right at the top of that list. But their latest numbers tell a really weird story, one that pits their massive success against some truly staggering losses. So, we're going to break down that puzzle, right now.
First off, let's be absolutely clear who we're talking about here. JinkoSolar isn't just another company in the green energy game. They are a true titan. For years, they've been a powerhouse, an absolute dominant force in the industry.
And to give you a sense of their scale, just look at this number, 86 gigawatts. That is the insane amount of solar panels they shipped in just 1 year. It's a colossal figure that shows you just how massive their reach is. And get this, it is not a fluke. That incredible output has kept them at the very top of the global charts for 7 straight years. 7 years is the undisputed #1. That's not just leadership, that's a dynasty. So, here's how we're going to break this down. We've just seen how they're a titan. Next, we're going to find the cracks in the foundation by digging into the money side of things. Then, we'll look at their 2 big bets to turn it around, new tech and a whole new business. And finally, we'll see what their game plan is for the year ahead.
All right, so we've established Jinko as the king of the hill. But this is where the story takes a really sharp turn. Because being the biggest, as you're about to see, doesn't always mean you're winning, especially when it comes to the bottom line.
It really all comes down to this one simple question. With all that power, all that market share, and all those panels flying out the door, are they actually making any money? Well, check this out. Even as the market leader, their revenue took a serious nosedive. It dropped from over $12.5 billion down to just under $9.4 billion. That's a nearly 30% fall, and it's a huge sign that there's a brutal price war going on out there.
And this next chart, wow, this is the bombshell. Just a year ago, they made a profit of $78 million. I mean, not huge, but they were in the black. But then, it completely flipped to a mind-blowing net loss of over $635 million. That is a massive, painful swing into the red.
So this is the big question, right? How on earth can the company that ships more solar panels than anyone else on the planet be losing hundreds of millions of dollars? This is the leader's paradox, and Jinko's entire strategy right now is all about solving it.
So how do they fix this? Well, that brings us to their first big bet, technology. The idea is pretty simple, actually. If you can't win by being the cheapest in a race to the bottom, you have to win by making a product that's just better, one that people will pay more for.
And their weapon of choice is this, the Tiger Neo series. This is their premium line, their top shelf stuff, and they are going all in on it. And the secret sauce is the advanced N-type TOPCON technology that powers these things.
So what is N-type TOPCon? Let's keep it simple. It's the next big step in solar cell tech. These panels are just way better at their job. You know, they can take the same amount of sunshine and literally squeeze more electricity out of it than the older standard panels that are flooding the market. And this tech advantage gives them a serious edge. They are constantly setting new world records for how efficient their panels are. Plus, they've locked down all this innovation with hundreds of patents. And all of that, well, it allows them to charge a premium for these superior products, helping them climb out of that low-margin trap.
But just having great tech isn't quite enough. And that brings us to their second big move, creating a whole new engine for growth. See, Jinko knows they can't just be a panel company anymore. They need another fast-growing business to go alongside their main one. So they are actively shifting from just selling panels to providing the whole energy solution. And the key to this is their big push into energy storage systems, or ESS. You can just think of them as giant batteries that store up all that solar power from the day so you can use it at night.
And is this pivot working? Well, this number really says it all. Last year, their energy storage shipments grew by almost 400%. That's not just growth, that is an absolute explosion.
And this isn't just a flash in the pan. The company is saying their order book for these storage systems is already massive, over 10 gigawatt hours. That shows there's a huge sustained demand, and it means this new division could become a serious moneymaker for them down the road.
Okay, so we've seen the problem and their 2 big solutions. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, their game plan for 2024. Let's take a look at how they actually plan to pull this off in the year ahead.
Here are their big goals. First, keep shipping a massive amount of modules. Second, more than double their energy storage sales. Third, and this is absolutely crucial for their profits,
Make sure that over 60% of what they ship are those premium high-margin products. And finally, use their huge global manufacturing network to meet demand anywhere it pops up.
And a big part of that plan is being smart about where they make their stuff. They've got this enormous 100 gigawatt capacity, with a good chunk of it outside of China. This lets them be flexible and adapt to different trade policies. And their next big move is a giant new factory in Saudi Arabia, which really cements their international footprint.
So there you have it. The world's biggest solar panel maker is in a serious fight for its financial life. They're making two huge bets. First, that their superior technology can win against cheap prices, and second, that energy storage can be their next billion-dollar business. The big question now is, will this high-tech, diversified game plan be enough to solve the leader's paradox and finally bring this solar titan back to profitability?